It's time for a special episode of Happy Landings with your host, Jay Nowak.
Thank you so much yet again, Chipmunker. I'd suppose that you might have recovered well from our interview between many of the other people whom I've introduced to here in Happy Landings. Well, I guess I'll let you decide for yourself. But anyways, what I got here to talk about is that, of course I might not have everybody else around here on Happy Landings for a little while longer. But until that pretty much happens, it's just going to be me and all you guys who are listening in. So for today's thing that I pretty much got to talk about on my mind right now, a sudden memory has started to crawl back. Full circle. It's basically a talking dartboard. Yeah. If you're not familiar with those electronic dartboards that some people use in bars, or ones that you can set up in your home, then let me tell you a little something. One dartboard was so hilarious that I could have just died back in 2008. But no, that wasn't the case. And that's simply because the type of laughter I was feeling was as painful as possible, even more so than so many times sneezing. But yet, I was able to live through it. And this is kind of a debatable thing, but I was also able to live through many different bits of drama in my life and trauma at the same time. Yeah, they both rhyme. Yeah, they both have reason, but yet again, this is a time where something was so hilarious that I could not just stand to not think about it. But anyways, here's what the talking board had done. The year was 2008, of course. And I was at a place known as the Peerings, and of course they had their own dartboard in their basement. They've also had a lot of crap in their basement that I was able to own because they didn't really need it anymore, including some things, including a PlayStation 2, some exercise equipment, and some parts of their integrated bar. But anyways, this dartboard, of course, it wasn't one of those things, but I could tell you right now, every time I went down there to play darts, and I haven't done so in a few years now, but what I can tell you right now is that dartboard was amazing. I kind of forgot, though, who made it, and as such, I can't really seem to find any kind of people who are reacting to it the same way I pretty much would. So, what it does is that, of course, it does have different types of games that you can play on, different types of game modes that you can select from, thanks to the buttons and the codes that you can find integrated onto the machine itself. But of course, the dartboard itself does have itself a pretty decent sounding AI system integrated into it, and it's nothing like the AI that we have today. Back then, the type of artificial intelligence that you'd find, including the different types of voices that you can hear talking on some machines, was not very common. But of course, Apple was able to change the game with their iPhone 4S. But that wouldn't come out until a little while later. But until that pretty much happened, we were kind of just stuck around with some simplistic robotic voices. Renditions of actual human voices that have been synthesized to make it appear as if there was actually somebody talking to you. Through a phone, even. It kind of was just like that for a while. Even to this day, we still got crappy voice quality and clarity, but that's something else that's debatable, and I'd rather not bring it up. So anyways, going back to the dartboard. Whenever the first player, yeah, it does have a multiplayer mode as well. Whenever the first player ends up finishing their throws, you press a button on it, and the machine goes something like, next player. And let me tell you, that was amazing. The kind of voice that it was doing right there was so redonkulous and quite crapped out that I just cracked up right before my very eyes. It was that crazy. The fact that a machine could downgrade itself like that just by saying next player was just so. I mean, that's like the most superior type of thing that I got in my memory right now. The back of my mind is not going to let this go. I'm dead serious. But of course, there are some other stories out there with some other really funny moments in my lifetime that I might as well talk about later on. But until then, I'm Jay Nowak, this is Happy Landings, and I'm signing off for the night. Good night, everybody.